All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of the video, guys. Right after this chart analysis on the S&P 500 index, the overall market, and what's going on causing such a pullback. Are we in a correction or crash? I want to share with you guys the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. I managed to find, through this volatility and uncertainty, 2 home run opportunities. One was 20% plus at its highest point of the day, and the other was 30% plus at its highest point of the day of possibility. So if you want to know what stocks I watch daily, I look for opportunities every single day in the markets. You're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So we have the S&P 500 index pulled up. It pulled back pretty bad. And are we in the middle of a correction or crash? So right now, we're in the middle of the start of a correction because we're almost down 200 points. Not yet. We're 150 points down. So this is between 3% to 5% currently right now. So we're not in a correction just yet, but we're heading towards that if this continues to pull back. Now, we also have the Dow tumbling the largest amount of points that we've seen, right, since October of last year. And the biggest concern is the whole entire rebound, right? Right there, highlighted rebound. So huge issue right now. These variants and different concerns of uncertainty. And you can see that as well here, what the experts are saying as stocks drop because of the variant. Now, we have here as well the same exact words in different writing about the S&P 500 index slumping after the resurgence, rattling the stock. So stock market right now overall is shaky while the 10-year treasury continues to hit newer lows. I mean, it was at 1.30 last time we checked, and now it's pulled down nearly a total amount there of almost 0.15, 0.13, and it's just continuing to go downwards. So 1.18 is a new low that we've seen in the last several months, and this is actually causing a deflationary pressure, almost making it seem like growth stocks are going to be all right, but with the stock market tumbling with all these different pressures, it's almost like right now the overall market, no matter where you look or what sector, it's going downwards. Now, there is a slight rotationary situation happening, and it's all the stocks that were the quote-unquote lockdown stocks are getting attention, because if we go over to them, and let's just pick Peloton because everyone knows this one. It's up 6%. Okay, it jumped up 6%. You know, you can go over to Zoom, right? Zoom actually is down, right? But it had a nice jump. It pulled right back up. You pick Teladoc, right? Let's go ahead and think about that one. It's another one. There you go, 2%. Okay, so this one's actually up. Zoom actually had a small jump after the pullback, but you know, Teladoc, right? Peloton is showing one of the biggest reflections. If you go ahead and go over to Roku, let's see how they're doing, because this is big tech. Look at that, up 1%, right? Pick Netflix. Let's go ahead and see how Netflix is doing. You know, it's a little bit down because it considers itself, and it's been pulling downwards as a tech, right? A tech company right now. It's kind of in the fence, but one of the main ones of these, lockdown plays is Peloton, and it's a pure example of showing how this stock was pulling downwards and it just spiked right back up after all this information is happening. So a lot of the stocks that had to do with the lockdowns and those opportunities that ran last year are looking kind of like where the rotation is going, because the S&P 500 index is pulling back and the overall market is pulling back, but that money's going somewhere. So that is what I want to encourage you to do. Do your research and due diligence on these stocks to see where their money is going, because there's just a lot of different sectors, you know, when you really look it up, that it's pushing upwards. I mean, 713 went to highs here of 758, kind of consolidated. It's up 2%. So while the whole market was slightly red or even bearish, and it's been red for the day, stocks are actually going up. And that's where that rotationary effect is happening. And it's important to be aware of it because of the fact that you want to be aware of how to handle this, right? How to handle this. And it's so important, guys. So important to be aware of what stocks are moving in which direction when this happens. And then also your overall portfolio. Do you have high conviction in it? So what are the levels I'm watching if we're going into a correction? We're really close to it. This is 3 to 5% where we're at right now. 5% would actually be nearly down at these levels right here of about 4164. That would be more of a correction starting, and then all the way down here is between a 5 to 10% correction, guys. So super important to be aware of these levels. I'm going to be looking at 4165 just to round that up, and then these lows down here of 4058. I would just round that up to 4060. See how the overall market is doing. Does it consolidate at any of those levels? Does it break through them? And if it does, then we have the supports down here all the way to 38.52. And that's where this starts to look more than just a correction, if not turning into a crash. Now, if this is a healthy correction, this is not a setback, if not a setup, right? Like I said, all this time as we were going downwards for the next bull run. A setup for the next bull run. This is where the bull runs actually start. And look what happened after, right? If only we could tell the future. But from that date and all those dates as we were going downwards, I was focusing on the tops to be able to avoid them and focus on catching the bottoms, right? That's the goal. Buying the dip. That's what it's called, quote unquote, buying the dip. And every time these setups are forming, they're not setbacks, because the beginning of the next bull run is in the pullback. So this pullback was a setup for the next bull run, and this is what we've seen. So this is already setting up for whatever next bull run is about to happen. It's just that no one knows the bottom, but it's one of the best times to pay close attention, prepare, be aware for the opportunities that are forming, guys. Now, if you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with the friends so they can receive the insight as well. And all I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Stay tuned on in. 3 to 5 more minutes of your time is all I ask for. I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if you want to know what stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. Stay tuned. So the ticker symbol I want to share with you guys today is one that I've talked about before. And the last time I talked about it, it was sitting at the current levels. And last time we talked about it was a few weeks ago, several months ago as well. And as it was consolidating at these levels, and every time it touched it, it was actually looking like an opportunity. Now, it jumped up nearly 30 to 40% plus since we've talked about it. And now it's right back down to these levels, and it's becoming an opportunity all over again. So we're going to look at it in just a moment. But before we do, I want to share with you guys the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. I managed to find 2 home run opportunities of 20% plus on the day through the volatility of the market. Even though the market's pulling back down, opportunities I will continue to look for daily. Now, before we jump into it, I do want to tell you guys that it won't always be an instant gratification expectation. It's not always a straight line up, but it is something to pay attention to for a reason, and that's what I always look for. A reason to pay attention, look for momentum and volume. So we're going to look at these together right now, and I want to share with you guys the opportunities I mentioned this morning. And if you want to become part of the Discord and that's something that interests you, the link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So we talked about AEHR, talked about OXBR, and NRXP. So let's go ahead and look at these charts together. Our worst performer was actually OXBR, but that still gave us 5 to 10% jumps from its lows and spikes. Now, NRXP, we talked about it pretty early on in the morning, as it was pulling back. It gave a nice 3 to 5% jump, pulled back down, gave nearly a 10 to 15% jump in just a few minutes to an hour, and then it consolidated right throughout the whole day, having nice jumps of 3 to 5%, nearly touching 10%, and then it just took off, giving nearly a 20% plus opportunity. And for those that caught it from its lowest point, it gave a highest point of 30% plus, guys. This was phenomenal for such a volatile day. Even though my portfolio was looking bad, I'm always going to stay focused on opportunities daily and stay focused on why I'm holding the high conviction stocks in my portfolio, whether they're down or they're up. There's a reason why I'm holding them, and that's something I just want to state to every single investor out there. Make sure that when you have stocks in your portfolio, or that you're quote unquote holding through these volatile times or pullbacks, make sure that you're excited about the pullback. If not, you may be in a stock you don't know much about, or your conviction is not high enough. Now, AEHR, this was one of our home runs from last week. We talked about this one pretty early on, gave us a 10% jump, gave another 10% jump, and then throughout the rest of the day, it gave small jumps of 3 to 5%. Then it gave a jump here of nearly 10 to 15%, and it took off, giving a highest point of 20% plus, guys. This was phenomenal. It was different than usual, right? That's why instant gratification expectation is not always good. Stocks are just not going straight up in a line. It's going to take a lot of volatility and a lot of volume and a lot of different other indications in the charts to understand what's going on. But the fact that it happens, it's right there. The charts speak for themselves. And even early on in the day, it gave nice opportunities of 10% plus. For me, 5 to 10% is phenomenal. For me, 10 to 20% is even better than phenomenal. It's great, phenomenally great. And then 20% plus is a home run, guys. And in these type of market conditions, 5 to 10% is more than expected. And these turned out to be home runs. So if you guys want to know what stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors. And we look forward to having you join us, and you can become part of that as well today. So what's the ticker symbol you want to add to your watch list? Well, this ticker symbol is PLTR, guys. This is a stock we talked about plenty of times in the last several weeks, last several months. Every time it touched $20 and some change, even $21, right? And it touched a low today of $20.58. So this reminded me of what we went through every time it was bottoming here between $20 and $21, and it fell into that range, right? Now, when it jumped back up to 24 and it pulled back down to 17, 16 as we were going downwards, I made another post on the Patreon. I've shared it before, and I was sharing here on YouTube towards the second half of the video as this pullback was happening. I was sharing PLTR, letting everyone know what I stated about it before. Now we broke through these levels and why the opportunity became even bigger based off analysis price targets. Well, turns out here that we're pulling back, and I stated if this goes below $20, anything between $15 to $20 is very interesting and phenomenal opportunity. Well, it turned out to happen, and it touched the $16 range, jumped up all the way to $27 from that bottom, and here you are seeing it, a 30 to 40% plus jump. Now we're pulling back again, and this is becoming an opportunity all over again. So what I'm going to be looking for is consolidation, showing strength, or further weakness, and how it's going to react between $20 all over again and $15 to see if there's some strength, some further weakness, and how this opportunity is becoming even larger, because analysis price targets are pointing this one to the upside. So definitely do your research, understand better PLTR. I've made videos about it, their whole entire business, their product, their innovation, and everything about the possibilities moving forward. But one thing I do encourage every single investor is to do further due diligence, further research to understand the stock. Check out the charts for yourself. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions on any of the stocks I mentioned. If not, I'm just here to enlighten you guys on why I'm watching stocks, why I like them, and what it is that made me start watching them. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.